Hi everyone, Jeff Marion here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Well, the 3M Combat Earplug trials have finished up and we have our last verdict. I'll tell you about that and some of the other stuff that's happened in between in this video. This is a series of videos designed to help you understand personal injury law. I created videos on this 3M Combat Earplugs litigation like this one, and I also do videos if you've been injured in a fall like this one. So please, check out my channel, make sure that you click on the subscribe button. If you find this video helpful, click on the like button, and make sure you click on the bell so that you get notifications when new videos come out. I've been fighting for people who've been injured in crashes, in falls, and by unsafe products for over 25 years. I created this channel to help keep you informed and help keep you safe. So the 16th and final first round bellwether trial was completed in mid-May of 2022. And in that trial, a Florida jury found in favor of plaintiff James Beal against 3M and awarded him $77.5 million. Mr. Beal was an Army vet from 2005 to 2009, and he served in the reserves until 2011, and he got hearing damage from firing various weapons and using the combat earplugs. Also, you should be aware that on May 24th of 2022, Judge Rogers slashed a previous jury's award on a case. This was a trial that happened in January of 2022, and the jury awarded that plaintiff $55 million in damages. She decided to reduce that award to $21.7 million in damages. Now, she had a rationale for doing that. The case was tried under Colorado law. And as we discussed in previous videos, Colorado has caps on certain types of damages. She calculated that based on those caps, that plaintiff should only get $7.2 million. At that point, then there becomes a problem with the punitive damages award. The punitive damage award under Colorado law can't exceed the compensatory damages award. However, if a jury finds that the defendant acted in bad faith, they can award in excess of those compensatory damages. Judge Rogers didn't find anything wrong with the jury's reasoning or their award on that $14.5 million in punitive damages and left that in place. Do you have any questions about this 3M Combat Earplugs litigation? Leave them in the comments section below. Also, you may have noticed some new surroundings if you're a regular follower of these videos. I did move offices recently, and this is my actual office. So we're going to try maybe a few places around the building and see how they work out. But if you happen to like the new digs, please let me know. If the color of the walls is depressing, let me know. Constructive criticism is always appreciated. So what's next for 3M? Well, there's 4 avenues. The first is that 3M looks at these cases and enters into a global settlement. So that's a possibility here. They can meet with their lawyers, decide that it's really not worth it to pursue this any further, and move on and put some money on the table and try to help our veterans out here. Now, if there is a settlement, that's going to be a global settlement. And it may not be what you, if you're a plaintiff in this lawsuit, is interested in, especially after seeing these other verdicts. But that settlement is going to be global, and there probably won't be much opportunity for you to sort of opt out and have your case tried. The second possibility is that 3M could carry on with trials upon trials upon trials. So roughly 1,500 cases have been sent out and sent back to various federal courts around the country. Discovery is ongoing in those cases. That means that documents are being exchanged, depositions are being taken, and pretrial motions are being made. And those are 500, 1,000, 1,500 separate trials going on. So 3M could continue to go down this road thinking that they might win. And that ties into our third possibility here, which is where 3M may think they have a lifeline, and that's their appeal. They have appealed the various verdicts to the U.S. Court of Appeals. What they are mainly banking on is getting overturned Judge Rogers' pretrial rulings about evidence and about various witnesses and whether those witnesses can testify. Usually that's in the form of experts, and those are the witnesses that are either qualified or disqualified. certain experts were qualified on the plaintiff's side and disqualified on the defendant's side, and they may appeal those. And then if those appeals are successful, then you might see new trials and we might be back to square one. So that's where it dovetails. 3M may decide to fight on if they have these favorable rulings from an appeals court. The final thing that could happen here is 3M could simply file for bankruptcy. Now, I've talked previously about the Texas two-step, and you can check that out in this video right here. Just 25 words or less. Basically, 3M can create 3M Limited LLC, transfer its liabilities, and then have that company file for bankruptcy. And by transfer liabilities, I mean transfer liability for paying these judgments. That is a loophole that exists in bankruptcy law. It was used by potentially by 3M, sorry, a bit of a Freudian slip there, I apologize. It was used by Purdue Pharmaceutical in the opioid litigation, and it was used by Johnson & Johnson in the talc litigation. So what can you do about that? Well, what I'd ask you to do is take 5 minutes out of your day. Call your member of Congress, call both your senators. Tell them that you're a veteran. Tell them that you suffered damage because of these defective products. And you don't think that 3M should find a way to not be held accountable through the bankruptcy law. They knew that these products were defective and they put them out in the market anyway. They put them into your hands telling you they would protect your hearing, and it didn't happen. And here you are. So, and you're suffering, and it shouldn't be fair that they just get to simply walk away from that. What I'll do for you is I will put a link in the comments section so you can find your member of Congress and find the telephone number, and the same for your senator. So that way, make that phone call. Don't just send an email. Sometimes emails don't get read, they get deleted. The one thing that people on Capitol Hill respond to is phone calls. How the phones are doing and what the constituents are calling about is of vital importance, and your Congress member or your senator are going to sit up and take notice if you and the rest of your comrades in that state, in any state, are calling. Let them know that they need to close this loophole that's going to allow 3M and other big companies to not be accountable for the dangerous products that they put out for consumers to use. If you served in the armed forces between 2003 and 2015 and you use 3M combat earplugs, please call me at the telephone number below. I'll be happy to sit down with you for free and go over your case and see if I can help you. I want to take a moment to thank you all for watching all of these videos that we've carried on with for some time now. And I want to thank you for putting up with my growing pains as a YouTuber. Also, we're taping this just a little before the Memorial Day weekend. It's going to come out probably a little after the Memorial Day weekend. I hope that you had a great holiday. I hope that you got to spend it with good friends or loving family. And let's all remember those that didn't make it home and those that sacrificed so that we could have the lifestyle that we have. And I want to thank you again, and we'll see you in the next video.